Hello, welcome back to Thirst Time. In this video, I'm reviewing A Complete Unknown, the film about Bob Dylan by a director who to me is quite unknown, starring Timothée Chalamet, an actor who is very well known right now. I walked into this movie not knowing much about Bob Dylan, just really knowing his sound. The sound of his voice, the feeling in his music, the sound of his music, harmonica, acoustic guitar, and the sound of a wise old man. I would really definitely give him that, even though he was young. Coming out of the film, I'm convinced that Bob Dylan is an enigma, and maybe the film intentionally captures him this way because I don't have other influences to say what I know about him. I walked in with absolutely no expectations, but the character in the film remains mysterious from beginning to end. I think being an enigma, creating mystery and remaining mysterious is definitely a way to keep people interested in you. Watching this film, what I got out of it was it made me realize that if you want to make change, if you want to be important, if you want to be somebody, you cannot be a crowd pleaser. You have to be controversial. Being placatable, being what people want, you will not really be remembered. There's a saying that's going around, if you're not making some people upset, you're not doing the job right, and I really feel like this movie is saying that. I'm under the impression this was a faithful portrayal of the life of the artist, and therefore he shows that being controversial is what creates electricity, is what makes people talk, it's what makes people think, it's what makes people feel, and it's what can spur change. It's kind of hard to say, but when I think about what is his sound, what is this artist about, what is their feeling, I feel like clearly this is an intelligent person, but he doesn't talk a lot. He mumbles quite a bit, and it's like he doesn't want to be known. I think in terms of fame, the film shows that, or says to me that he really, really wanted his music to continue. He wanted to make music, he wanted to have that audience, but he did not want to be a famous celebrity. He didn't want to be about his personality. And to me that says is, as an artist, in the truest sense of the form, he wanted to communicate with the world through his art, but not through showing himself who he is as a person and presenting himself in a palatable way. This film does not portray him as a great guy. This film doesn't even go into his character development really in a way that shows him as a good person or a bad person. I think it shows him as an artist going through life and coming across waves of social expectations and social responsibilities and social needs, the needs for friendship and companion and intimacy. But he was really, from the looks of it, about making waves with his music. The film showed me that he didn't want to be liked. He didn't want, what he didn't like about fame is he didn't want people to say, it's Bob Dylan, I know what you think, I know what you feel, here's what I think of you, here's what I feel about you. He wanted to say, you don't know me. And I think his only escape away from fame was to become unlikable. I guess the only way to break free of that boundary was to shatter people's expectations, to disappoint a whole load of people that thought they knew him and wanted to put him in this box that they treasured, and broke free of that into another larger box that other people could treasure. I don't think what's motivated him was at all being loved or liked. I really feel like he just wanted to be that artist, wanted to talk to the world through his music and just keep his personal life personable. And this film follows not his life. We don't know much about his upbringing, how it shaped him. We don't know what happened after his influential period when he influenced culture. It's really just about this moment. And my understanding is not much is known about or spoken about by him of his life after being famous or before being famous. I think he was important at the time because being an enigma, being mysterious, is almost like being a blank canvas that people can paint onto. Like if I think about that bit of your subconscious that he awakens through his music, the sound of the harmonica, the sound of the wistful countryman voice. I'm thinking, is his sound like, is he yearning? He's not yearning. Is he longing? He's not longing. Is he regretting? He's not regretting. He's like skimping over those things. He sounds wise beyond his years in his voice. Does he sound hopeful? Does he not sound hopeful? It's very hard to say. It's like he is dodging through everything. But I feel like his sound is saying, here's a map. but the lights are off. Here's a key, but there's no door. Here's the answer, but you never had a question. It's really giving that in the context when he came about. The society was, reaction to war, a generation that was post-war. In reaction to that, a society that at all costs didn't want to go through that again, but had looming threats of nuclear oblivion, competing ideologies that were, changing the world, communism, etc., the beginnings of globalization. Through his blank canvas of mysteriousness, of being an enigma, people had that freedom to relate to it, to create meaning, to feel something, to release a feeling, to give meaning to things. And somehow he tapped into this channel for people to find a force to get them through in a post-religious society where religious morals and doctrines no longer dictate or have a full force over society, where you had a freedom to choose your own way. I think that was the 60s in a way, to a degree. When your ancestry and your DNA has had centuries of strict rules, and then you're in this lost world where you create your own meaning, I think people need to latch on to an idol, a guru, and I feel that Bob Dylan was that for a lot of people of his time. He was somebody that was of their generation, that wasn't from 100 years ago, that could understand them, that could pave a way, that offered that freedom to relate in any way. People still need meaning. You can break free of religion, but I don't know if you can break free of ideology. Celebrity culture is that we need role models, and having the freedom to choose your own stories and role models is great. I mean, who's going to say no to freedom? So yeah, I feel like he was that kind of a guy. I guess to sum it up in the end, after watching this movie, it's the sort of movie that sticks with you, resonates with you, but in a way it's kind of sad, because with Bob Dylan it feels like you never really got to know him. I don't know if anyone really got to know what was inside of him, so in many ways that is, by being undefined, it's kind of a lonely place. And I feel hours after watching the movie, it's a little bit sad, but I'm really thankful that I have this feeling, because it's made me kind of look at things in my life and want to grasp onto things that sustain me. And I think, isn't that beautiful? So yeah, nothing more to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a fan of the film or a fan of the artist, let me know what you think. If you've just come along this for the ride, let me know if you want to see the film. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.